Time now for the markets with Leighton. And Leighton, you say there are expectations for a big U.S. corn crop to get bigger?
That's right, and also a large sale of U.S. soybeans to China. We'll start though with grains in this segment, but also we'll look at these stories this week. No shortage of cotton in the world. U.S. Pond Bank catfish prices top $1. And some see more potential for the beef sector in 2014. Well, the markets have spent this week digesting the USDA's monthly crop and supply-demand updates. Extension Ag economist Brian Williams discussed developments in corn and soybeans with me Thursday morning. Brian, the USDA is still estimating we've got a huge corn crop in the U.S.
They are. Is
there going to be demand out there to support prices for that much corn?
Looking at the prices, we're actually at the same price levels today as we were the day before the report was released. So it really hasn't impacted the prices. And I do think that the demand is out there for both ethanol as well as from the cattle feeders.
Well, that was my next question. How will this much corn impact when we talk about livestock feeding operations? What's that picture looking like?
Well, I think we have a lot of cattle feeders that are excited about the prices right now. You know, it's the record crop is helping to bring the prices down a little bit, and it's definitely good news for them.
Now, there has been some ideas and analysis late this week that perhaps that corn acreage is going to shift backwards a little bit from what USDA is right now.
Yeah, there was a new report that came out earlier this week. The FSA released some new prevented acres, and right now the corn is at about 3.56 million prevented acres.
All right, and that figure is probably going to be factored in by USDA when they do their October report.
That's what we're expecting, is that they'll take that into account in the next report.
Okay. All right, let's shift to soybeans. What did the latest USDA numbers have to say about our soybean crop?
Well, on soybeans, there really wasn't any big surprises. They bumped the yields down by about 1.4 bushels per acre on the soybeans, and so we're expecting a smaller crop.
All right, and what is that going to mean as far as the prices that farmers may receive? What will the price picture may be?
Well, again, with soybeans, there was really no movement in prices week to week. The prices today are about the same as they were in the last report, and I think a lot of that's because a few weeks ago when the pod counts were coming in, that already had gotten factored into the markets.
And any marketing advice, final parting comments here?
It's going to be a roller coaster, I think, going forward. So it's tough to call exactly what's going to happen.
Well, some traders describe the cotton market as being locked in a sideways pattern between 82 and 87 cents. The weekly U.S. export sales report for cotton came in below expectations and even below last week's numbers. Analyst Alan Brugler is not surprised at the lack of support in the international market.
Cotton is kind of difficult to discern here because globally we've got record stocks. 316 days of use if you just didn't grow anything. That's over 9 months where you wouldn't need any cotton at all other than what's already in the warehouse. From that standpoint, prices ought to be a lot lower. But the reality is a lot of that cotton's tied up in China. It's not leaving China. If they free up the reserves, it would mainly affect the import program there. Okay, U.S. would lose exports if the Chinese start to work down their stocks. But yeah, basically USDA made minor changes to their export forecast and to their ending stocks forecast. There's a little money flow there. As the world economies are picking up, that you do see some additional demand for cotton goods.
A new USDA survey updates farm computer usage in the state of Mississippi. Part of this data is the subject for our trivia quiz. Here's the question: how many farms in Mississippi have internet access in 2013? Is the answer 64% or 63%, 58%, or down to 50%? I'll tell you at the end of the markets. Well, Farmweek continues with a check of the latest snapshot of the U.S. farm-raised catfish industry. This reflects what was happening during the month of August. The pond bank price, the price farmers received, climbed above $1 per pound, an increase of 23 cents per pound from 1 year ago. Farm sales were up 5% from August of 2012, while processor sales dropped almost 10.5%. At the midweek, pork sector was focused on the demand picture for hogs in the cash market. Analyst Naomi Bloom says cash hog prices normally do come down by October and November from where they are in the summertime.
Normally, we see prices slide lower because production is increasing because of breeding patterns. But what's been happening right now is that the weights have been down a little bit because of the heat, and the demand has been hanging in there overall. So the futures market has rallied. It's been partially driven by speculators being in the marketplace. And so it seems like traders are just waiting for the market to drop, but it's not. And the cash market is actually kind of hanging in there.
Ahead of the September 20th USDA cattle on feed report, many analysts on average expect all major categories to be below 1 year ago. Traders say this reflects the continued contraction of the U.S. cattle herd. Analyst John Roach had this comment about the fat cattle market.
We think we're about fully priced in the cattle market. I mean, this is the kind of the tough time of year here for the beef market. The kids are back in school, and it's expensive to put the kids back in school, and so moms look for some way to ease the budget a little bit, and that tends to slow down the demand for beef a little bit.
Before our new Farm Week feature story, let's check out the trivia answer for you this week, and the correct choice is C. 58% of the farms in Mississippi have internet access.